Welcome to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. If you like this watch and would like to purchase it at the lowest price anywhere online, click on the link in the description below to buy it at JazzTime.com. Today, I'm going to be reviewing the Panerai Luminor Submersible PAM02305 47mm on stainless steel. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about where this watch stands in the lineup of other similar Panerais, then tell you about the case bezel dial bracelet movement, finally try it on and give you my thoughts. So let's start. This is from the Panerai Submersible line. Now, Panerai makes many different lines of watches. Their most famous is the Luminor Marina, which has a very beautiful case. It's very similar to this, but it doesn't have this very cool submersible bezel. Then they make the radio mirror, which is their dress line, and then they make a new line, which is their Luminor Do, which is also kind of similar, and then they make their Ultra Sports line, where they put all the funky sports stuff in, which is a submersible. And these four family of watches have really become uh, just icon. Each one has been iconic in its own way, and Panerai had its roots in the Italian Navy, I think in the 1930s or something. Sylvester Stallone in the early 2000s made it or helped to create a Panerai craze that really pushed it. And then at some point, I think Panerai was bought out by Richmond Group or something like that, and and they still are operated in by Panerai, but they just happen to be owned by a bigger company that allows them to have the funding and everything to produce these amazing watches. Okay, now let's move on to where does this watch stand in the lineup? Okay, now this is the submersible. It's the stainless steel version of it, and Panerai is making many variations of the submersible, as you can imagine, because it has this beautiful shape. It has this Luminor case body, but it has the submersible bezel, which is a unidirectional bezel that allows you to calculate elapsed time, for example, if you're diving, which is what this watch was initially created for. So that's why you have this bezel that has these sort of bumps on them that tell you where the hour mark or the minute markers are. Okay, and you also have the crown guard, which is so famous to Panerai, and it's on their most famous line, which is Luminor Marina. Okay, anyways, uh, Panerai, because the submersible is such a famous or such a huge line for them, they make it really in every variation you can imagine. They make it with a ceramic body, a bronze body. They make it with stainless steel, as you see here. They made it in titanium. They made it in Carbotech, which is like carbon fiber. And they've made so many variations of it. They made special editions. They made um, open work versions of it, Brabus edition. I mean, oh my God, they've made it in gold. I mean, they make it in every single variation you could imagine. This one is stainless steel, so it is the baseline of it. It's the submersible with all those other variations I just spoke of. It can get up to like over 100,000. This one is retailing at only 10.7. 10,700 USD, and we're selling it for less than that on our website. So it's not that expensive, and they make the submersible, as you can imagine, in different sizes. They make it in, I think the smallest is 42, and then they make it in like 44, and then the largest is 47. So if you like big watches, you want to wear, something with some heft, or you're a bigger guy, then yeah, then this would be it, the 47 millimeter. Okay, that's where this watch stands in the lineup. Now let's talk about the case here. The case is 47 millimeters, as I just stated. That's from my thumb to my index finger, the longest distance across the bezel. Okay, and it's, oh, I'm sorry, it's I said this watch was stainless steel. I'm sorry, I don't know why I said that. It's actually made of titanium, brushed titanium. Okay, which is a good thing. Why? Well, it makes the watch quite light. If it were made completely of stainless steel, actually it would be pretty darn heavy. And uh, Panerai wisely wants to make their watch in titanium, which is actually harder to make. So it's surprisingly surprising that they can make this quality of watch in titanium, which is a very difficult metal to work with, at this price point, which is 10,700, which is not that bad. Okay, anyways, let's move on to the bezel. The bezel is iconic for it being a submersible with these raised numbers at all the 5 minute markers. Okay, 15, 30, 45, and it only goes one direction. That's so that when you jump in the water, set your bezel that you don't think that you have more time than you actually do, because the bezel went the other direction. Okay, that's the bezel. Now the dial is not that, I can't say it's not special, but this is typically how they do it. They do the small seconds on the left, 9 o'clock, and they do with big new luminescence, so that like when I shine the light at it, you can see that the luminescence really pop on this watch, because it makes it so that you can read this watch underwater. And if you look at the hour minute hand, while they really pop, it's unmistakable to read this thing. That's one of the great things about Panerai. It's super duper legible, like one of the most legible watches, and I think the Submersible is actually the most legible of those. Okay, and it has this cool blue like accents to it under the Submersible, and the depth rating and the second hands. I think it's a nice touch. Blue's a great color, and having it a little splash of blue on it really brings some life to the dial. Okay, now let's move on to the strap. The strap is just a rubber strap here, but you can swap it. They have a they call this strap the PET recycled gray. You can actually swap it to almost anything you want. They make tons of different straps, but that's another, like a nylon strap is also good if you don't want this ultra sporty rubber strap. It looks pretty cool too. Okay, now the case back, or the case, well, let's talk about the movement here. Now the case back, they have this sort of really cool sort of insignia here that you see, which is quite nice. And you can't actually see the movement, which it's a good and bad thing. You know, the movement is beautiful. It is a caliber 9010. It has 31 joules and a 3-day power reserve and 2 barrels, 200 components. So it's a very nice movement, but at the same time, it's also nice to look at this beautiful case back, which is, you know, written with the company name, the Submersible, and this cool picture here. You know, I think it's also pretty cool. Okay, anyways, look, let's try this watch on my wrist. Now I'm 200 pounds, a 7.5-inch wrist, and yeah, what do I think about it? Well, I think this is a big watch. So me, with a 7.5-inch wrist, it fits me just fine. So I would not recommend this watch for anyone who has a wrist size smaller than 7.5-inch wrist, because you should probably wear a 44 or even a 42. But me, I have a 7.5-inch wrist, so those who have a wrist size of mine or larger should definitely consider this 47 millimeter. The Submersible is really an iconic watch for Panerai, and it's a very sporty watch, and I think for the money, it really is awesome. And this is available, by the way, at jazztime.com. So if you want, please buy this watch at Jazztime. You can buy it at a discount.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to Model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in Jazztime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.